This video is going to show you a solo weekly Pinnacle farm that's approximately going to take you 12 to 13 minutes runs without the need of LFG. Are you sick and tired of LFG and Pinnacle rewards, and arguing with people about what mods to run? Well, let me be your liberator. Let me free you from that LFG jail. And for players that want to solo Pinnacle farm, you can do that, but within reason. But let's all recognise that it's always still going to be faster to farm in a fire team. But what I will tell you is, you will learn less about the game if you fire team Pinnacle farm as opposed to solo Pinnacle farm. I'm not saying that you should solo Pinnacle farm the entire time, but you should do a mixture of solo Pinnacle farm and fire team Pinnacle farm. That's my take on it. Right, so this is a rather quick farm and you've got to make a decision. So on the Pinnacle playlist we've got Encore 3 drops, Kel's Fall 2 drops, Starcross 2 drops, Whisper 1 drop. Alright, so the clear fire team winner at least is Encore with the free completion rewards, and today it's extra bonus focus for Mark. But on a solo basis, Encore would take much longer than what I'm about to suggest to you. Reason being is because that they removed the grappler mod and some other things. And Encore's a really long mission on a solo basis. I have tested this today. It's going to take you more than 20 minutes to solo this, maybe 25 or even half an hour for some people. So that's no good. On a solo basis Pinnacle farm, your best bet this week is Kel's Fall. It's a happy medium. It is one less reward, yes, but it's much faster than this, and there's a trick to it. So that's the reasoning. Starcrossed, well, I haven't played that to know. Whisper, I mean, I haven't played, well, I have played that actually, and it wasn't that good. So Kel's Fall is the way to go. Now I'm going to talk to you about customizing it. You need to get these mods right. This, in my opinion, is probably going to be the most efficient way to get the most out of what you want to farm from this activity. So you've got the top, which is locked activities. So what have we got? We've got activity score and objectives. We've got Scourge 2. Combatants with Banes are more frequent. Galvanized 1. Combatants are slightly harder to stun. Combatant tier 1. More advanced and challenge combatants will appear. This is locked to the activity. So now we've got challenge modifiers. So for challenge modifiers, the best rotation is to run a Fret and this Scorn Raider mod. The reason being is this will allow you to run free bonus mods for you, the player. Like, look at this, watch. Boom, 218 Pinnacle drop, and we go to a B rank. See the difference maker there? So you need to pick the lesser evil mods. You need to pick the mods that are going to give you less hassle, the least amount of hassle. Arc Fret is a non-factor. If you run double arc resistance with concussive dampener on your build, you can run Arc Fret. That is no problem to do that. Scorn Raider is no problem to do that because you're going to be running a void weapon anyways, so this is a free modifier. May as well put it on because it allows for better build crafting in the end, so run these two. No need for Banes. So there's no need to run Bane mods at all. There are Banes in this because of the locked one, but you don't need to run Scraper, Caltrops, Front Shielding. Don't run any. Do not make the mistake. Your only goal is to get to A rank. That is the only goal. The minimum requirement for A rank is required. Once you get that, you get the maximum Pinnacle score of what you're going to get. Because look, if we go down one, it's 218, for example, in my case. So happy medium, this is what it's all about. Right, next row. Equipment locked gives a massive amount of challenge multiplier. So look, if we take that off, look at that, all the way to a C+. I don't recommend Avant-Garde, not for now at least, because it doesn't give as much as equipment locked. Go equipment locked. There might be times when we do use Avant-Garde, but right now in this, there's no need to swap your loadout anyways mid-run. HUD, you could do no HUD, but what's the point really? You just want A rank, so no need to do that either. This is why this is so good. You can run free buffs. Void Surge, that's going to help you with one of your weapons. Live Wire will give you amplified at all times. This is very good, and it does a lightning strike bolt. live wire goes on this build particularly, and air superiority stacks with all the damage that you do within the kit. This farm is exclusive to the build that I am running, bear that in mind. On Warlock and Hunter it's going to be different. This is obviously going to be on Expert. Combatant power says 220, I'm 208 in this case. So in terms of my power level, I haven't farmed as much as what all yous have, but my power level right now is 215, right? Just to put it out there. So I haven't been farming like what some of yous lot have. But like I say, I'm obviously going to start power grinding this week. This is where I'm going to start to do that. So I hope you've understood the modifiers and why we've picked Kel's Fall on a solo basis over Encore. Whilst Encore will give us more drops, it will be slower overall on a solo basis farm. Fire team wise, well, that'll be different. Alright, so now this is where it really goes in. You want to run Cruciform Star T-Crash because this stacks with the Air Superiority mod. Can't pronounce it right now. And that's why we run this. It's a T-Crash strat. I'm using Rally Barricade, Seismic Strike, Pulse Grenade, Storm's Keep, and Knockout as my aspects. Fragments, Walls of Spark of Resistance, Magnitude, Focus, and Frequency. If you run Spark of Focus, you don't need to spec into class ability regen too much, even though you're going to spam your class ability. Spark of Focus is going to save you so many stat points. I'm not using any build at all at the minute, so don't worry about it. The only thing I would say about right now, all you need to be considered with is Super Energy. That's it. Right now, for now, that's it. Don't worry, I've done just fine with all these stat distributions, which is obviously not optimal stat distributions, but this farm won't matter too much. There's rally banners to put in and all that sort of stuff. The only prerequisites are, well, maybe run a tier 7 health because you get good benefits, yeah? Curious Fallen Star, T-Crash, and the challenge modifiers are recommended. That is it for the armor basis. Double arc resist concussive dampener goes on. I'm running some scav mods for what weapons I had on. I got a bomber, a prox ward. Prox ward's obviously handy in this. Some double void, void reloader, double detonation, bolstering. On the helmet, run a hands-on and a void siphon. Eager edge sword. Put on an eager edge sword for this. You may as well. Third iteration goes on as it's bugged right now, and it's well worth you to just use it and use a very good as best roll that you can get on this rocket pulse rifle. You should be using it. It's absolutely meta right now. I actually forgot to put on Vanguard Determination, which you should be running that as well for damage resistance. Artifact mods doesn't matter all that much. The only thing that matters is that you got Barrier Scout on to buff third iteration. What else do we have on? We got Rapid Precision Rifling on, Shoulder to Shoulder. I mean, this doesn't really matter. We haven't got allies, so there's not a lot of mods. Shield Crush does matter. That one does matter. So, you know, that's really what I was using. There's not a lot of mods to buff Arc Titan, but it doesn't really need it. It just needs the Arc. Curious, it needs third iteration. That's all it really wants. So that was the build information and the challenge card modifiers. Okay, so as we start the run, you want to make your way to the right hand side. For new players that have not played Kel's Fall, you're going to have to pay close attention to routing and where to go, because it's easy to get lost if you've never played this mission. There's a lot of new players since Edge of Fate, so those players won't know this mission, so I'm explaining to them you're going to need to know the routing. For players that have already played this mission, you'll want the optimizations on Combatant. And there's a couple of tips with this mission there is. To speed it up a lot, there is. This mission's not worth running if you don't do the optimizations. You may as well just go and run Encore then. Or maybe Starcrossed. So, to make Kel's Fall worth it, do the optimizations. Is what I'm saying to you exactly. Amplified, because of Livewire. Livewire, the mod, will give you uptime on Amplified 100%. Going to get a Pulse Nade down in middle. And then we're just going to do Rocket Pulse to the boss and melt him as much as we can. We do some good damage, but this is the part of the run where you'll get the most RNG, where the boss will go in phase and he'll go left and right. You can save 10 seconds or lose 10 seconds here. It just depends on how the boss behaves, because he goes invis quite a lot. That's fine though, we've just about done. So this is the most annoying part of the run. Once this bit's done, the rest of the run is very consistent and no problem at all to do. That's the most RNG right there. And we've only been, what, a minute so far? So we're fine. So like I said, with the Modifier Livewire, you're going to be able to run through this mission with Amplified, which therefore means a lot of speed booster, which means you're just going to go through the mission really fast. And there's a strap for each encounter, like I said. So Eager Edge through the fire pit and mechanic. So let's explain it. That's showing you the fire pit mechanic. There's going to be some fires you need to activate, and they are RNG located. So the next location, you're going to shoot this glass. This will teleport you to another realm, and you're just going to Eager Edge your way through this location. Don't kill the Screebs. Don't kill the enemies or anything. Just skip past them. That's what you want to do. The quicker you go, the easier that this bit will be to skip. If you wait around at all, those ads are going to collapse on you rather quickly. This is where the fires are. You need to look for 2 fire pits. They are randomly located, but they're not that difficult to find. They really aren't. So that's 1, and then we need to look for 2. Where my camera is scanning right now is where they might be. There's like 5-6 locations, but they're all close to each other, so you should have no problem with that bit. Shoot the rocks to go through the little cave. This is the way you go. There are no checkpoint markers, so like I say, for new players, your farms are going to be much slower because you're not going to be into the realm of like doing this fast. But like I say, you have video footage out there to say, oh, this is where you go. And then you are the wiser then. Pop a rally, you want to put one in. Definitely put a rally in. Okay. So you're going to shoot the glass straight away. Go right through to the realm. Then you're going to kill your captain. Do that with a melee ability. Save your pulse for now. Save your pulse grenade. May as well just save it. You don't need it for anything. The pit bosses, the orange bar spawn enemies, will spawn in extra enemies that when you kill them, you get Revenant Essence. You need 10 Revenant Essence to open the portal. So I've got 9, look. Just use your sword. Use your sword or melee them, whatever you want. Doesn't matter. Just do that. Then you got Revenant Empowerment. This will take down the Ogre Shields. The Scorn Ogre Shield. So look, we're going to get a barricade down. You may as well put one down, because this will soak up a lot of damage for you. Melt with the pulse. Then you're going to go to the back side of the map, and you're going to have Spark of Focus proc when you're running. Look at class ability. This is why it's so good. Pop another barricade down in middle, and you're just going to do your rocket pulse. It does look risky, but your barricade will soak up a lot of damage, and that's it. Then get a pulse nade down in middle. T-crash. That will give you the air buff from the modifier I mentioned at the start of the video. That allows you to one-shot the boss. Clean up with rocket pulse after the end if the boss is still weak, and then that bit's done. Your only goal is to get rid of that boss as soon as possible. You'll get a chest here, but I believe that's not a proper drop. That's like 200 power drops. They're not proper drops, those. If you're above 200 power, those drops don't really help you that much. Okay, run through, amplified again, Eager Edge, follow the tree. Follow the tree roots, look. It shows you exactly where to go. If you clearly look at it, it shows you where to go. Okay, shoot the rocks. And then keep going through. By the way, this farm, if you were to fire team farm this or solo farm it, the time between a fire team and a solo run is very similar. That's why I'm making this video. Because of how linear this mode is, and sort of what you would do in a fire team is you'd be dragging your fire teammates entirely from encounter to encounter. Yeah, so like a fire team run of this would probably be 10 minutes. A good team, maybe even 9, depending on how good they are. You know, I don't know what the records are right now, but you know, it'd be comparable. This is a 12-minute run, 12-minute 30 run or whatever. And it's very similar because you're T-crashing all the bosses, so there's actually no DPS. You're just melting the bosses. So we're just going to run past. Look, amplified buff. Remember, Amplified makes it so that the ads are less accurate against you. So they're not sniping you, they're not hitting you. Just run past. Screams might spawn there. If you do, you can tank it because you got double arc resist on. That will save your life. Without it, you will probably die to them. Because you've got arc threat on, remember. But it's well worth to put it on because it allows you to put free buffs on. Well, with the other mods as well. Like I said at the start of the video. If you've skipped the start of the video, you're a fool. You should be watching that. That's so important. Unless you really know what you're doing with this, don't be skipping the challenge mods. You need to watch that portion of it. I'm not bothered if you're busy. I'm busy as well. I want you to watch the challenge mods part of it so that you understand what's going on for the run. It's very important so that people don't get, messed up with their runs. All right, pulse grenade goes in, jump up to get the buff. There we go. Instant damage. Now you're going to come to this location here. There's two entrances, sorry. There's 3 fires. Now there might be a fire at that location. There's 2 fire locations in this room. I'm showing you them right now. I think there might be 3 actually. 2 or 3. But look around for any objects that are shining. Then you're going to get rid of your wizards. Just pulse them down. Don't worry about ammo, by the way. Especially for your special ammo, spam it. Definitely spam it. Okay, so I'm just looking around in this room. There's at the camera locations you will see where the spawns could be. There's one down there as well. And then if there's shiny rocks here, that means that there is a fire pit here. And there you go. So there's your 3 fires in this case. There's 5 or 6 locations. This will slow your run down if you don't know where the locations are, but it's only going to add a minute to your run. It's not too much of a big deal. On a solo basis, that's fine. All right, come to this location. This is where your DPS. Pulse grenade goes down. And what I'm going to do, what I should have done here is just all pulse rifle. But he did put a bad turret down. That's okay. The barricade's soaking up the damage. The arc resist is soaking up the damage. So this does look risky, but like I say, it's not too bad. Okay, so that sends the boss away immediately. You do want to super coming up. That is what I was thinking about there when I was DPSing that boss. But I didn't need to think about it so much because I'm going to do more damage to the boss again here. It's not here where you need a super, it's the next part. Okay, spawn the boss in. Barricade goes down. Okay, and then we're just going to do damage with rocket sidearm or scout. It really doesn't matter. If the turret goes in though, then do take down the turret. Take down those turrets. But look, boss is dead. Go invis as well. Don't creep out. There's an ogre that spawns. Do not engage the ogre. You're just wasting your time doing that. Although he might drop something for you. Right, chest spawns there as well. Okay, you need super here. This is where you need super. Okay, you're going to go up the elevator. Eager edge to the stairs. Yep, make sure you do that. You're going to run up the stairs as quickly as you can. This spawn here, there we go, there's the boss. Pulse grenade, T-crash. There you go, gets rid of him. Probably don't need the pulse. I just used the pulse to confirm it. But this boss is pretty weak, so he'll die to a T-crash anyways. And that saves you so much time. If you don't do that, you're going to lose about 5-6 minutes because of it. So this only, this is working really good for Arc Titan at the minute because of the T-crash. Okay, Rally Barricade goes in again. Final boss. Okay, so you want to kill a portion of the amount of ads. I believe it speeds up the glass window. I think so. Because you want Fickrel to do an attack. When he does his attack, you can go into the other realm. The glass realm, whatever you want to call it, right? But yeah, just be dealing with these ads. So you can hide behind the window like this. You don't want the boss to hit you. The boss hits you rather hard, actually. So just be careful of that. But hanging out around about here is fine. Getting a barricade up soaks up a lot of damage. So roundabout here is good as well. You can deal with your captains, etc. Just make sure that you ADS with third iteration to get increased damage. Make sure that you do that when you're using this weapon. Alright, thick road charges attack. Look at this. Barrier rounds behind the window will actually pierce the window. That's a bit of a trick there. Right, retracing's a 2-minute timer. Get rid of your ogre with the pulse. Spam the pulse. Spam whatever you need. Use the sword. Spam and kill your pit bosses to spawn in extra adds. You need 10 Revenant Essence. Sorry. Right, then you get your 10. Boss spawns in. I'm just going to get rid of these 2 Grims because they are annoying. Then you're going to break the window. Okay, I'll put a barricade down. I'll do a little bit of damage. Maybe 1-2 shots max. Pulse grenade goes in. T-crash goes in. Boom. Clean the boss up. That's your run done. That's your quick runs. So that was a solo farm this week for the Pinnacle portal situation. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.